I am so excited for yet another epic Rebel Radio conversation with my new friend, Neo. Thank you for being on the show today. I'm so grateful that you're here.
Thank you for having me, and hello, everyone who's listening.
Yeah, I love it. So before we went live, I shared a little bit of your numerology with you. And I'm curious, what was one of your biggest, oh yeah, moments with that?
I mean, you were
I've
pretty
never
accurate.
experienced numerology before.
Yeah, I wasn't. She was like, "Are you cool with it?" And I'm like, "I don't know what it is. Let's go." I'm always trying to discover new things about myself,
hmm
because that's how you improve. But
hmm
yeah, when you said the whole leader and in micromanaging and being able to come up with a plan immediately, if you give me any type of invention or idea, like a lightning bolt, I'll go through what person and what scenario would best fit to my knowledge,
Yeah.
to make that thing happen, that thing successful.
hmm
So yeah, very intuitive, very creative. Always trying to be in a creative headspace. That's where I feel most comfortable. So yeah, a lot of that was on point. A ruling number 4. I
Yeah,
like
fellow
that.
four. I'm a four as well. So it's always nice to meet a fellow number four.
I have 42 is my favorite number, so 4 and 2 are actually
Oh,
tattooed on my arm.
there you
So
go.
yeah, I'm a fan.
There you go. I love it. So tell us a little bit about your background, who you are, and how you came to be neopositivity.com.
um, all right, I'll go way back. I used to be a cop in New Jersey, in Camden City, New Jersey. It was actually the most dangerous city in America at the time. 6 out of 8 years I was there. It was the most dangerous city in America, and it was the poorest city in America all 8 years. And so that just give you a background of where I was born and where I was a cop at. And one of my partners put me onto this movie called The Secret.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know that movie, which taught me thoughts become things, which you see written on my shirt and my wristbands and these poker chips that I give out to people, so they can, as a reminder to do their mental exercises. But anyway, yeah, I got obsessed with this movie and the concept behind it and how to perfect it, because I started studying millionaires and billionaires immediately. And I realized they were all like attributing all of their success to this new thing. Like
Mm-hmm.
not just their business, all of their success they were attributing to this whole law of attraction and positivity and confidence and seeing it and all that other stuff. So yeah, I got obsessed, absolutely obsessed, and started coming up with my own exercises. 8 months later, I was retired, and then I just started going ham sandwich, as they say in New Jersey. After that, I just started pointing at stuff. I wanted custody of my kids. Got it. Took the Eagles to the Super Bowl. Got my pilot's license, moved to Florida. Like, I've just been pointing at stuff ever since and trying new techniques to better my manifesting skills, but along the way, interviewing everyone I can about the law of attraction. So for the past 13 years or 14 years since I retired, I've just been interviewing person after person. And for the past year, I had the brilliant idea to interview several people at once. So now I throw summits where we get a bunch of law of attraction specialists in the same room, bouncing ideas off each other, birthing new ideas, a bunch of ruling fours, exchanging ideas on how to better the future. So yeah, that's my whole thing. That's what I've been doing.
I love it. Well, as a universal laws coach myself, I get the obsession of understanding how the universe works and, not the man made laws, but the universal laws. And so I love that. I love that.
Who wouldn't want to be obsessed with that? I mean,
Right?
it's basically you're taking control of your future at that point. So
Yeah.
for anybody to hear about the law of attraction and not jump on it, I'm just like, how? But I know everybody has that side of them where they're like, I believe in it, but not for the bad stuff that happened to me. And I think
Right.
that's where I lost most of my potential clients. Were everybody saying things like, I didn't manifest my grandma dying, and I didn't manifest that car accident. And I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's go down this hole. Let's do it.
Yeah, I think that's why I think for me, anyways, is playing with the other universal laws to see how they all meld together, right? Because there's not just one law. I play with at least 25 different laws, and understanding the flow of that is really cool to understand. Yeah.
It's like flying an airplane. You got all these gauges in front of you,
Mhm.
and you're going back, and you're scanning gauges the whole time. People
Yeah.
always ask me, it must be beautiful up there flying. I'm like, I don't know. I haven't looked out the window yet. You're just going from gauge to gauge. But here's the thing, according to what you're trying to do, what you're looking for, the order of the gauges is
Yeah,
different. And when
exactly.
you're trying to build something as far as like making a goal come true or a dream come true or whatever like that, job, promotion, car, love, money, there's certain laws that you
Yeah,
got to tackle in a certain order, stronger than others. And
exactly.
it's all a beautiful thing though. But if you don't know what's going on, then you're already out of the loop.
Yeah. Like my clients always say, like Cindy's like a broken record. Awareness is everything.
It is
It's my
100%.
catchphrase. So tell us, what do you dream of most for your life? What are you manifesting right now?
I need this whole law of attraction thing to go viral.
Mm,
I believe that's why I'm here on this earth. Since I've been pursuing being the voice of the thoughts become things movement, the waves have just been at my back and it feels great. So I'm like, this is what I was meant to be doing. So just do it and follow the signs, take inspired action when the universe is calling me to, and then just grow. And my whole thing is if I can get, I want everybody on this page. And I know people say not everybody wants everything, but listen, some people want Burger King, some people want McDonald's, but
right?
everyone wants the ability to create their future.
Yes.
Everyone.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what this whole thing offers. So it should be an easy sale, when you think about it like that. But
Mhm.
that's my goal right there. Businesses working together that wouldn't have normally worked together, us collectively manifesting slimy rules, regulations, politicians, insurance, Medicaid, us manifesting better all of that. You
Yeah.
guys got it. You guys got it good up in Canada as far as health insurance and all that other stuff.
Well, we're not
Down,
going to turn this into a political show.
down here, it's a mess. Oh my goodness.
Oh, Canada has its mess right now too.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. People down here paying $350 copays for like stuff that they need,
Yeah.
like the insulin shots and stuff. You'll die without that stuff.
Yeah.
And how do you expect people to pay for it? But yeah, no, we're not going to turn it into political. But yes, the law of attraction is stronger than any rule, regulation, or government contract out there. And if
Absolutely.
I can get everybody to believe that and start using it effectively, then we're a different planet. We're a different planet than we've ever been, and it's going to be fast. And I believe that's where we're headed.
Yeah.
If the Nene can take over the country in 24 hours, the ice bucket challenge can take over the country and everybody's doing it in 24
Right.
hours, the law of attraction can do the same thing.
Oh, total goosebumps. I love it. I am on board with your dream. That's awesome. Let's join forces. And that
Definitely.
leads me to my next question, because one of the things we love to talk about here on Rebel Radio is this concept of unity consciousness. And really, when we all come together and we start focusing on the same thing and creating a world that we all want to live in, to me, that's the definition of unity consciousness. But everyone's got a different definition for it. So, how do you define unity consciousness?
Collective energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd have to say collective energy. I was doing this meditation on on the Calm app, 30-day meditation, and he said just to picture, if let's say you're getting electrocuted and then you grab somebody's hand, it goes through them. Well, picture
Mm-hmm.
everybody in the world kind of holding hands,
Mm-hmm.
figuratively, like emotionally, spiritually, holding hands. And the life energy that I'm using to breathe and live is not just flowing through me, it's like electricity flowing through everyone. And he
Mm-hmm.
said, when you meditate, feel that energy flow through everyone. Feel it with every breath. And it was just a beautiful, beautiful thing I felt when I did it. So I absolutely love that. And that's the connectivity with the planet that we have. The planet and everyone on it, everything that exists is made of vibrating energy,
Yeah.
including us. So we have that connectivity with that stuff at all times. But it's like these crystals, quartz crystals and stuff like that. They're amazing, but it's just like a lens. Picture a magnifying glass. It'll
Mm-hmm.
do its job, but you gotta pick it up and use it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just the lens on the desk. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so as far as collective energy, yeah, I'm huge for that.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. And how do you see our world evolving as more and more of us tap into law of attraction, all the universal laws, unity consciousness? How do you see us moving forward?
I think it's going to be swift and quick, and there's going to be a big change, and I think it's going to be soon.
I think it's
Because
happening now.
for a long time, we didn't have anything. Then all of a sudden, they gave us the mail system.
Hmm.
Then we could communicate 2-3 days. You can get your point across to, from Canada to Florida. Then all of a sudden we got the internet, which was a faster way for us to connect. And
Yeah.
then the universe gave us this takeover social media. Now we're connecting just like we were before, but we're connecting now emotionally.
Yeah.
That's that feeling. That feeling is everything. So in the progression of the world, you see how fast everything's going. We're all set up. We're connected. We can reach each other at the snap of a finger emotionally. The only thing that's left to do is to put the information that's going to get pushed across. And
Yeah.
that is these universal principles.
Hmm.
So I think that it's going to be swift, it's going to be quick, and it's going to be very soon.
Yeah.
I look
It's
forward to it.
already happening.
It's gonna be a
Already.
different world. Yeah,
Yeah.
you couldn't stop this train if you wanted to. Listen, the universe, the planet Earth's been around for billions of years.
Hmm.
It's been here way before us, and it'll be here for way after us. It will evict us, humans, before it lets us destroy it.
Hmm.
So the only chance we have is to oppose the negativity we've been putting out, and the opposite of negative is positive.
Yeah.
Positive mindsets leads to happiness and getting what you want. So, which is a law of attraction. So this is the way out, and we are at that point. So
Yeah.
let's
Just
just
pour
cross
more
over.
love into the world. More love, more love.
They did this meditation thing a couple weeks ago. Um, they started it a couple years ago. Are you familiar with the Power of Eight?
Yes, yes. Lynn McTaggart. Love it.
Yes,
Hmm.
this group joined with her in having a meditation of as many people as they could. They announced it, they put it out. Over 100 million people lined up for this. They crashed the servers, broke the system that was going to do it. So they've been doing that every year since, and they did it a couple weeks ago, and it was just absolutely amazing. It was at 2/22/22, so it was the
Yeah.
22nd of February, and it was at 2:22. Were you a part of that?
No, I wasn't part of it, but I heard about
Oh,
it. Yeah.
yeah, and it was at 2:22 p.m. Hawaii time, which was 7:22 for me. And it was like I went live 5 minutes before that, just telling everybody what was going on, and I watched the clock tick over to 22. And I tell you, I felt something.
Mm,
Something just hit me like,
yeah.
and it was beautiful. And it was cool because I captured it. I was still live streaming. I didn't even realize I was. I was so entrenched for like 20 seconds. I was just in a trance, like, oh, I'm feeling this. And then I ended up ending the live stream. I'm like, if I'm here with you guys, I'm not fully here.
Mm,
I need to take advantage of this. Doesn't
yeah.
happen often where a couple 100 million people get together and start meditating. I need to really feel this. So I had to end up, ending the live stream and just getting deep, getting meditative towards that. So yes, it's coming.
Yeah, absolutely. And, they've done studies where people have gathered in meditation together, and the crime rates of cities have dropped significantly as a result of meditating and just adding more love into the world.
Washington, D.C., 23% crime drop. There had never been any strategy, any task force that they came up with, never had dropped crime more than 1% in the
Mm,
history of D.C. Couple
yeah.
thousand people get on the lawn and meditate, and it drops 23%.
That's just, oh, it's massive, right? And the more of us that start doing that, just do it all the time. Just do it all the time. Be a
Yeah.
beacon of love. Yeah.
We
I
should set
love
aside. We should come up with a time of day where everybody knows. Listen, if you go and meditate at this time of day, there's gonna be at least one person with you.
it.
And 'cause
Right?
it's something about collective meditating. I actually have an invention idea of mine. It was called Med Studios, where you would have like 10-minute rooms, 20-minute rooms, 30-minute rooms. But let's say you went on your lunch break and you came in here, everything's silent, airtight, not airtight rooms, but soundproof rooms. You
Yeah.
go in your room starts, and you and that group of people that are there for the next 15 minutes, that door is locked, you're meditating.
Yeah.
And then you go finish your lunch and go back to work. I wanted to be able to have those up around the area for people to just go and meditate real quick. If you got a half an hour, there's a half an hour room. It starts at 3 o'clock, just do like that. So there is something definite about that collective meditation that is probably one of the most powerful things we can do as people.
Yeah, and it's such a simple thing to do, right? It's not easy to commit to, but it is a simple thing to do.
A lot simpler than going to the gym. If you could spend 2 hours in the gym, you could spend 10 minutes working on this muscle.
Yeah, absolutely. So another thing we like to talk about here at Rebel Radio is the conversation of wealth. And then wealth is another thing that everyone has a different definition for. How do you define wealth?
It's the amount of joy that you're
Mm.
in any given moment. And I'm specific with that any given moment because you can be in joy when you got that good phone call, or when you got your tax return or whatever. But it's when you're walking down the hallway, when you're not
Mhm.
thinking of anything, when you're stuck in traffic, when you're just eating. What are you thinking about? What's your demeanor in those states? Are you just blah? Are you 50%? Are you just going along with life? Or
Coasting.
are you the type of person where your spouse or your kids are like, why are you smiling out of nowhere? Yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, that's my thing. My family sees me, they're like, what you smiling about? And I love when they say that. I'm like, I got caught smiling again. And I always answer it the same way. I tell them I was just watering some good seeds, you know, and
Mm.
because I want them to feel it. Think about it, plant the seed, water it, nourishment, effort. Now a plant grows where there once was nothing. I want them to think about that. So I always say you water seeds with every thought you have. So make sure you're watering the right ones.
Oh, I love that so much. I'm just watering some seeds.
All day, 60 to
So good.
70,000 thoughts on average per day per person. And they're all drops of water going into different flower pots. Make sure you water them the right stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I love that so much. So, what is, I mean, most of my audience are entrepreneurs, healers, coaches, spiritual teachers. What is one thing that you would love to share with them about what they should know as an entrepreneur?
Entrepreneur
Anything
makes me
or-
think money, 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 money. It is what it is. I go deep with everything. So I'm not gonna tell you to get a marketing strategy and hire this
Oh, thank
person and
God.
that person. I'm not gonna get into that. What I'm gonna tell you is this: you need to think of money. I like to put personalities and essence behind experiences.
Mm,
Um, Success is an essence, and so I just flip it. I call it God success, God money, God shelter, which would represent the house that you're in. If you sleep in a hotel, that's God shelter. It just looks
mm,
different than it did when you were home. When you're
mhm,
driving in your friend's car, that's God car. You might call it your friend's car, but you can only all drive one car at a time. So when you're driving that car, that's God car at its finest, doing
mm,
what it does. And so you need to make this God money, okay? And this God money is basically everything you know about money and everything it plays a part of and has played a part of in your life, just the subject of money, how it goes up and down and gives you certain feelings. That essence is what you're going to call God money, and you need to love it. You need to love it. If your relationship, if you think of Morgana Ray, she said, if you had to put a face on God money, whose face would it be? And
mm.
intuitively, you kind of throw a face on it. Now, take that person you just thought of, your dad, your cousin, some celebrity, and think about what you like about that person and what you don't like about that person. And it's probably going to match up with what you don't like about money. It's elusive. It's been good to me, but not always, all those type of things. So she calls that your money monster. And she said, yeah, she says now she made it her money honey. So basically, she's in like a dating relationship with this essence.
Yeah.
And when she does work for someone who doesn't appreciate it for free, because we do a lot of volunteer work, when she does work like that for free, it's kind of like she's cheating on her money, honey. And if she sees that purse that she wants to get, but she's like, nah, it's $1,200. I probably shouldn't get that. It's kind of like insulting her money, honey.
Mm,
Who,
mhm.
who, and money, honey's not like, I got enough money to get that for you. Don't worry about it. Money, honey is like, I am money.
Yeah.
And that's different. And so when you go into any situation like God's success, put an essence on that. Me and success have had a great relationship, but I'm going to strengthen it. And I kind of like when I said that, I put this invisible figure called success right in front of me. And I really analyzed our relationship for a second. And yeah, it's been a great one. And you could take that with anything, your
Wow.
relationships, your health. Now you make up these characters and you love them. Love
Mhm.
them, love them, love them, and they will love you back.
Oh, I love
So
that so much. This is something that I teach in my work is to have a money date once a week. And you don't show up to a date in your pajamas with your teeth not brushed and bitching and complaining about having to move money into accounts. You show up and you get dressed to the nines, you put the red lipstick on, you expect your money to show up with chocolates and champagne and roses, and you run to greet that money at the door and welcome it home. So this is something that I teach. So I love that. We're just totally on the same page. I like that money, honey. I'm
nice.
gonna use
Yeah,
that.
I love it. It's freshly new to me. I would do other. I've always had God money. And I've always knew that my relationship with God money determined how my relationship was going to be with money after that. I never thought of putting a honey aspect of it to where it's like it wants to buy me gifts. It wants to take care of me and make me. So yeah, I'm excited about that. And then there's another thing I want to share with any entrepreneurs. Getting out of your comfort zone is when you grow.
Yep.
That was one of my biggest lessons in 2021. When I was out of my comfort zone, I was just steady growing. I was meeting people, I was doing things, and I'm pretty cushy right here. I'm cushiony right here. I'm good. Like I'm retired. I don't even have to leave the house if I don't want to. I'm in Florida. I got, I fly every day that I can. It's
Yeah.
just me and my 4-year-old most of the day. Like I have a really good, comfortable life, but sitting here in my comfort level, no matter how many live streams I do and all this other stuff, it has not produced
Yeah.
like every second when I'm outside of my comfort level in some other state, meeting people, doing some other things. So
Yeah.
yeah, get out of your comfort level, fix your relationship with money. And the last thing I want to say, this is very recent. Plan for it and go get it. Like let's say you wanted a car, plan for it.
Mm.
Your mind is gonna strategize. What should I do? What do I gotta do? How much money do I gotta save? Budget, this, that, person, overtime at work. Your mind is gonna do all this other stuff, and none of that's really serving you.
Mhm.
Go for it, go get it, start acting like it's happening.
Yeah.
Plan for it. I'm going to pick it up tomorrow. These are the shoes that I'm wearing. This is the
Mm.
outfit I'm wearing. And plan for it all the way up until you're ready to walk out the door. And then you might want to go test drive it. But even if you can't, do stuff like that. The body doesn't know better. The brain doesn't know. It thinks you're actually going to do these things.
Yeah.
Not to get too graphic, but it only takes one thought to spark an erection.
Right.
You don't you don't really have to be there, and your body is going to react. This is exactly what you want to do. You vibrate at whatever frequency that you're thinking about. So vibrate at that objective's frequency.
Yeah.
And any two things that vibrate will naturally pull towards each other. So really use those three. Any entrepreneurs that are starting out, really use those three. Get your confidence up and yeah, do that.
I love it. Speaking my language, friend.
Nice.
Oh man, I feel like I could talk to you all day long. I'm loving this conversation. And I want to thank you for being on the show. But as
Thank you.
always, we end Rebel Radio with one last question. What do you dream of for the world?
That was the same answer as that other one. I want everybody to be on this same page because it would change the earth, and for me to be a part of a change that big would just be amazing. But mostly I just do it for my kids. I didn't want to have kids because I didn't want being a cop in the most dangerous city in America.
Mm-hmm.
Politicians, our chief and our mayors were constantly getting locked up, and just the country was our governor was just it was just terrible. It was a
Mm-hmm.
situation with taxes and all that. I didn't want to bring kids into it. I didn't want to bring anyone into this. It's like
Yeah.
punishment, kind of. I was
Right.
how I saw things. um but now I see I have a chance to change things. I'm going for it,
Yeah.
so I do that for them.
Oh, I love it so much. Thank you for being on the show today.
Thank you, thank you. And I hope you'll join me at my summits. I'm gonna plug that real quick. Neo Positivity's Thoughts Become Things Summit. Once a month, we get together. And like I said, we just have a bunch of law of attraction enthusiasts chop it up and exchange ideas. We always learn. And we always have people on there that specialize in certain things like dreams or breathing. And I want you to come on and do your numbers thing.
Oh, I am all in. Count me in.
Nice, nice. Everybody go register at neosloasummit.com or neopositivity.com for that. And I'll see you guys there. And Cindy will be there. We're going to have a blast. We do every month. It's great energy. You leave it just feeling amazing.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I'll see all you guys there. And thank you for having
Beautiful.
me on, Cindy.
Absolutely. My pleasure.